Did you think you were swimming up a sewer drain?
I guess I didn't think about it.
Naturally you didn't. Your kind is only after one thing. We know what that is.
We do?
Fertilization. Being the best of the bunch. Breaking through my soft but resistant outer layer before any of the others.
That sounds like fun. I am gonna be the one to pop around!
Oh!
What?
Ooh, did you see the tail on that one?
No?
I don't really hot one's too stupid to find their way here.
Hey! It doesn't work like that!
What do you mean?
I mean, the one that has to find its way into your heart has to overcome insurmountable odds just to find you. And then while the others strain futilely to win your affections, the one that's best, that's most worthy, works his way in.
So you think you're the one for me, huh?
I just want to give you a hug.
Don't even stop. There are a ton of things to discuss first.
Like what?
Like whether I want to go through with this at all.
You have doubts?
Oh, I have doubts.
I have no doubts.
Of course you don't. Having doubts would mean that you've actually thought about this, and clearly you haven't. You're so caught up in the race to the finish line that you haven't taken the time to determine whether the prize there is worth winning. Do you have any idea what will happen if I let you in?
No!
Well, for a moment, we are fused together.
Oh, yeah.
Into a zygote.
A what?
A zygote. A cell that contains all the chromosomal information from both of us. At that moment, the two of us are responsible for selecting one of the over 17 trillion possible genetic combinations provided by our producers.
That's our choice.
Well, I'd hardly call it a choice. But ultimately, we're the source. The buck starts here. Or the dough. But you get my point.
I do!
Oh, come on! Stop wriggling around for a moment and think about your role in all of this. Do you want to bring the world the next mass murderer? The next corporate criminal? The next person at the theater who eats noisily, talks through the show, and leaves their cell phone on?
My God, no!
I thought not. And who's to say that once you and I were to begin that series of mitotic cell divisions that ultimately create a human being, that our human being, the result of our union, would be anything more than another body chewing up the planet's resources while it's speeding clear onto a highway or going to a urinal?
You make it sound horrible and hopeless. I mean, what can I do about any of this?
What can you do? You're begging to be half the equation here, buddy. You better start taking your responsibility seriously.
I do! I will! Can we talk about this after?
Tell me, what's the scoop on your producer?
My producer? Why bring him into this?
Well, the shape you earn is greatly influenced by what he eats and the amount of exercise he gets.
Well, he's okay, I guess.
Is he a smoker? An alcoholic? A drug addict? Is he a meth fiend?
No! I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Come on, just what do you know about this guy?
Well, not much really. I've only been with him a short time. And there's so many of us, he doesn't give us any individual attention. He'd probably ignore us completely if he wasn't so preoccupied with getting rid of us.
So he's heartless and uncaring.
No, I mean, for my part, I haven't tried to bond with him either. I spend most of my time getting into prime position, sizing up the competition, and waiting for an opportunity to arise.
And is he the kind of guy who's had lots of opportunities to rise?
He seems to be. There's a constant call for reinforcement.
Oh. So he's a philanderer. What a perfect model for half the genetic code.
Oh, no, it's not like that. It's like...
Like what?
Well, I've only heard things.
Such as?
Well, there's a rumor amongst the guys that most of us get sacrificed for practice runs.
Practice? Why does he need to practice?
I don't know. I can only imagine the look on my friends' faces.
Ew!
What?
So he's a loser!
Hey, that's not fair!
Fair? Do you understand the burden that I have to bear? Do you think I want my producer impregnated by some geek who's better suited to a virtual relationship online?
No, I mean, you seem to take everything the wrong way. You seem to think my guy's either a badass or someone so benign he's not even worthy of your acceptance. From what I'm hearing, my guy has only two options, and both of them result in your negative opinion. Whether he's sending us on a meaningful mission or just shooting us out into space, you seem to think he's misusing his assets. You want him to have experience, just not too much.
Suppose I have been a little bit selfish.
And what about your producer,
Well, she's single again after a disastrous marriage and a series of questionable boyfriends. She likes spicy food and prefers the pill as a form of birth control in combination with a condom.
I hate those!
Apparently, judging by her recent decision to go off the pill in your current presence, she's decided she's reached a time in her life when she wishes to conceive a child.
Oh, she just wants to get knocked up.
She wants to experience the miracle of birth and the wonders of raising a child.
It sounds like she wants to trap my guy in the miracle of DNA testing and the wonders of a paternity suit.
That is mean!
Well?
I don't know. It's just been so crazy lately. I mean, you spend almost 40 years with someone and you think you know them, and then suddenly they're going on a singles cruise and having their breasts enlarged.
Those aren't real.
And now I'm staring at this. How am I supposed to make a rational decision?
I know this is an emotional time for you.
I'm under a lot of pressure here.
Of course you are, but you're not alone.
I don't know anything about this guy.
I'm here, aren't I? That must say something about his perseverance and his personality. He must be someone that she's attracted to.
Or maybe she just got drunk.
Or maybe she likes him.
You're right. You're right. I'm just being paranoid. She doesn't have the best track record when it comes to men. And the first thing I do when I see a whole bunch of you fellas swimming my way is to question what was on her mind for the past hour.
Don't you think she could have fallen in love? That the last hour was about soft music, a bottle of wine, a jar of lubricating cream.
Do you really think it's that simple? My girl is 38 years old, for Christ's sake. She's been through the fumbling years, the experimental years, the seduction years. She's now in the, oh my God, I'm gonna die alone years.
It can't be all that bad.
No.
I know there are a lot of hopelessly solitary men out there too, who are either too poor or too shy or just too worn out by a string of relationships that always end in an argument over somebody's mother or a fight over toiletries.
But men can have those relationships and those fights for most of their lives. Biologically, women have a limited window of opportunity.
Men can't help it if they're winning the war against erectile dysfunction.
It's more than that. Women are defined by their bodies. What if a woman likes to read and happens to hate starving herself so she can fit into a size 2? Is it right that she should be overlooked for a chemically created blonde with a tattoo above her ass that says, "Use me"?
No, it's not. But men are defined by their bank accounts in exactly the same way. Is it right that a steel mill worker is overlooked for a merchant banker? That a guy driving a Toyota is overlooked for a Ferrari? I don't think any of it's fair. When you break it down.
You're somewhat sensitive, aren't you?
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, it is.
Then we can agree that both men and women have it tough.
They do. I don't know if I want to become a boy or a girl, but at least that's not my responsibility.
I know. And for my part, I don't know if I have an X or a Y chromosome. I wish I did.
Do? Oh, I think I kind of like a surprise.
Then you're considering me.
I never said I wasn't.
You know, our kid could be different. Our kid could change all of that out there.
Do you really believe that?
I think you have to.
So, do you think we should?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.